Hey guys, what's up? This is your local RK Ahura, and in this video I'm gonna show you how did I come up with this design for dental office step by step. A few weeks ago I got the call and it was exciting for me because I had not done something like this, and it was exciting for me, so I started filming the whole process from the beginning, and I'm gonna share it all with you. I'm gonna give you points, tips, and what I did exactly in every step of the process. So let's dig in. Okay, so basically we have 5 major steps. The first major step is called gathering data, which is where we do the measuring and get the dimensions. The second step is the planning, and the third step is where we go back to the project. I call it before modeling. And the fourth step is the modeling, and the fifth step is rendering. Okay, so let's see what each one of these mean. Okay guys, as I said, the first step is measuring or gathering information. You have to gather a lot of information, and I'm gonna list it all for you. Well, the first one is the dimensions. Simple as that. You have to get all the dimensions. You have to start drawing a map on a piece of paper or notebook that you have. It doesn't have to be a very beautiful note or beautiful map. You just need the information. My first tip is that you have to take 2 different colors, because when you come home you won't remember everything. So if you have the same color, sometimes the lines get mixed up with the dimension lines that you have, and you will get confused. So this is my first tip for you. And my second tip is that take a lot of pictures. I know you use the meters or you use the laser meters, and nowadays you can even use your phone, but it's not that accurate, so I don't recommend it. I know that you can do all that, but take a lot of pictures and photos, because sometimes there are angles to these walls. Sometimes a wall is crooked and you can't see it at the project. When you have a lot of pictures, when you have a lot of photos, and when you come home, you start drawing out the map on, for example, AutoCAD or Revit, and the lines don't match. You will realize easily where the problem is using those photos and pictures. The third tip that I have for you is one of the tips that I got in my early days as an engineer, and the tip was know the length of your foot, know the length of your shoes, know the length of your every step, even your hand. And here's the reason. Sometimes you are in a project, you don't have access to a meter. So what do? When you have, for example, your shoe is, for example, 45 centimeters. And the room is, for example, 10 of your shoes when you step on it. So the width of the room is 4.5 meters, easy as that. By the way, we use metric measuring here, so the metric system, so just bear with me. You have to know all the piping and the pipelines, and in dental office you need it even more, because each unit has a unique and independent pipeline. So you have to know where the pipelines are in order to put the units by units I mean the dental chairs. You have to put them in the right place to get to the pipelines, and that's it for now. You don't need much else, and the first step is over, just like this. So the second step is the planning. As I said, in the project you start drawing out the plan, but you have to come home and you have to get to AutoCAD or Revit. As I said, I use AutoCAD because I'm faster with AutoCAD, no special reason. Even if you are using Revit, it's even better. I admit that. You have to come home, you have to draw the map, and you will get something like this. You will have everything here, and okay, and I have no special tips for you. This is very simple work. You just draw out everything that you saw, everything that you measured, and you are done. Simple as that. So after that, you need the you need to put spots on this map. What I mean is, every one of these places, every single of these spaces is called a spot. You need to you need to have, for example, one spot is the waiting room here, one spot is the dental office here, the other one is the private dental office here. So you need to have all these places. You have to put spots on the map, and you actually have to know the size of the units. You have to know how much space do they need to go around the units, how much space do they need for working. And in this situation, for example, they needed a lot of sinks for I don't know why, but they needed a lot of sinks. We actually had one here, and one here, and we added another one here later on. So we had 4 sinks in one apartment, one dental office. You have to know the minimum size of a waiting room. You have to know the minimum size for the minimum space for a doctor to work on a dental office. And after that, you have to go back and forth with the client. Actually, you have to talk to them, you have to show them the results, show if they are happy with it or not. Once you get the results that they are happy with it, they have everything they need, you actually have to go back to the project, and this is the third step. I call it the before modeling, and this is a step that almost every architect skips, but this is crucial, trust me, and here's why. When you go back to a place, I actually take chalk with me and start drawing every spot that I had. For example, the waiting room, I just draw a line on the floor, and they can see how big or small the waiting room is, how big or small is a space for their work. And this is crucial. Why do I say that? We architects or engineers or constructors are working with these numbers all the time. When, for example, we say a 16 square meter room, we know how big that is, we know how small that is, we know how many chairs we can fit in that place. The doctors or the regular clients, they cannot see those numbers, they can't imagine those numbers, they can understand that number. For example, when we say, for example, we have a 3x2 room, we know what that 3x2 room means. Most clients, they have no clue what that means. So I go back to the project, I start drawing chalks on the floor, and they can see and they can imagine what that means. And this is before modeling. If you don't do that, you have to edit your modeling and edit your rendering over and over again until they get their result, and it's more headache for you. So why would you do that? Just go back to the project and you show them what you have. In this step, you actually need to do something else. Once you figured out that the dimensions are right and everything is okay, you have to actually ask them if they have a preferred color palette, if they have a preferred style. For example, do they want to go classic, or do they want a modern space, or neoclassic space, or whatever they have in mind. What kind of materials are they looking to use? How much budget do they have? You have to know this information before modeling, and once you have this information, your modeling process becomes way easier, and you won't have to edit your modeling over and over again to get the results that they want. Simple as that. So now that the third step is over, let's go to the modeling. Okay, so in the modeling, the first thing I do is come up with the color palette that I want. So the color palette that we wanted to use was actually something like this: the white, gray, and pastel mint, something like that. And the reason is you have to know what kind of place are you working on. For example, in this situation, we were working on a dental office. In a dental office it's a very stressful place for most people. Me myself personally, I hate dental offices. So you have to actually create a very calm space, and a mint color will actually help you create that. For example, if you wanted to use a red color or a very strong orange or a very strong brown, you would actually lose your mind in that space. So the first step is to get the color palette that you want. Then you have to create a space and go to internet and actually look for ideas. Look for different ideas. What kind of ideas do you want to use? In this situation, I had 90 different pictures just to getting ideas, and I actually used, I don't know how many of that, maybe 1/3 of this. Once you have these ideas, once you know what do you want to use, you have to actually create another folder and filter it out. For example, these are the things that I wanted to use in my project, and after that you actually have to filter it out again, and this is what you will use in your project. So as you can see here, these are the things that I said I want to use in my project, and you can see every single one of these elements somewhere in my project. And once you figure that out, the only thing that you need to do is go to the modeling. The first step is get an export from your AutoCAD file, and then you go to your 3D modeling. You start drawing walls first, and then you start modeling. Now, what was my mindset when I was modeling this space? First, I wanted to use a lot of hidden lights. Hidden lights make the tricks your mind to think that the space is actually bigger than what it is. And in this situation, we didn't have much space, so we needed a lot of hidden lights. So that's something that I used a lot in this project. The other thing was a lot of natural plants, and the reason was I wanted to, as I said, create a very calm space. I tried to avoid straight lines, and I used curved lines instead. For example, the counter, as you can see here, is very curved, and the cabinets here are curved. The lighting over each unit is curved, and it's because, as I said again, sharp lines actually can create a very stressful space, and curved lines actually make you calmer. Okay, so the other thing that I had in mind here, as you can see, we only have 2 windows here, so we needed a lot of lights, okay, and we didn't have much natural light, and I wanted to give this natural light to both of these units. Now, if I used a divider between these 2 units, I would have one problem. The ceiling is short, was I think 2.6 meters, something like that. The ceiling is short and you don't have natural lights. It's a very dark space. Okay, so I used this cabinet to actually divide these 2, but in the middle of it you have an empty space that that both of these units can use the natural light. Now, the other thing that we had to do here was actually the privacy matter. In a dental office, you actually need to take care of privacy, because the patients should not see each other. It doesn't get a good feeling to them. So we actually turned one of the units this way, and the other one is actually 90 degrees this way, because I didn't want them to see each other. Even if they turned their head, they couldn't see each other at all. Now the last thing that I can think of is this door. In our initial design, the door was actually here, okay, and it was opening like a regular door. But once you open this door, you had this column here. So you opened the door and you only saw a column, and you had to turn and go to the unit again. And this didn't feel right. So we moved the door actually about 50 centimeters to the right, and we used a sliding door instead of a regular door to avoid any collision with this unit. So we used the sliding door, and once you open that, you can go wherever you want, and you won't have this column, this annoying column in front of you. The other thing is that the lighting. Sorry, I forgot this one. The lighting is actually very important for this. As you can see, the lighting here, this place, this gray area and this gray area are all lights. And the reason we have this much lighting is that the dental office, the doctors shouldn't have any shadows. When they are working on your teeth, they shouldn't see any shadows. And they use those spotlights in your mouth, as you have seen it probably. Once they use that, they see a lot of lights. So when they pick their head up from your mouth, they actually have to have a very good light to avoid any problems in their eyes. So we used a lot of lighting here to actually help the doctors. Okay, so this was everything. This is everything that we had, and every trick that I used here, and I actually love this idea, the doctors loved this idea, the owner loved this idea, and it was perfect. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, subscribe to my channel. If you have any suggestions, questions, or any suggestions for our other friends or even me, please leave a comment down below. I will read them and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day.